Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex, and today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on July 10th, 2025, just yesterday. It introduces a new benchmark showing that even the most advanced multimodal models struggle, with none reaching 60% accuracy. The paper is titled, Traceable Evidence-Enhanced Visual Grounded Reasoning, Evaluation and Methodology, and it also proposes a new training method to tackle this very problem. The authors focus on a capability called visual grounded reasoning, which is about models thinking with images and providing traceable evidence. Also, the authors shared their official implementation on GitHub, and it's quite comprehensive. You'll find the code for their TreeVGR model, of course, but also everything you need to get started. This includes the new TreeBench benchmark, pre-trained model checkpoints, and even the training datasets they created. And on Hugging Face, two 8 billion parameter TreeVGR models are available to download, with usage examples provided on their linked GitHub page. So to really understand the problem they're tackling, this first figure shows some examples from their new TreeBench benchmark. It's split into 10 different reasoning categories, things like identifying attributes, materials, or even understanding perspective. Each example has a really tricky question. For instance, one asks about the relative position of a sign from the perspective of someone in a wheelchair. What's striking is that even top models like OpenAI o3 and Gemini 2.5 Pro get these wrong, highlighting just how challenging this kind of detailed reasoning is. Building on that, this next chart really visualizes the performance gap. It's a radar plot comparing their new TreeVGR model, that's the red line, against other existing models on the TreeBench benchmark. Each axis represents one of those tricky reasoning categories. A key metric here is mean intersection over union, or MIOU. This measures how accurately a model can draw a bounding box around an object. As you can see, the red line for TreeVGR is consistently further out, showing it performs better across the board. This table then really highlights why their new TreeBench benchmark is so much harder. It compares TreeBench against other existing benchmarks like VStarBench and MME Real-World. The key difference is a feature called Traceable Evidence Annotation, which means the model has to prove its answer by drawing a box around the specific visual evidence. TreeBench is the only one here that requires this. Combine that with tiny target objects, taking up just 3.05% of the image, and you see why a strong model like QN 2.5 volts L72B only scores 42.2%. So to address those poor scores, the authors designed the TreeVGR model, and this diagram shows their two-stage training method. First is a stage called cold start initialization. Here, they use supervised fine-tuning, which is basically showing the model thousands of correct examples to teach it how to reason step by step and even correct itself. Then, the second stage uses reinforcement learning. This is where the model is rewarded not just for the right answer, but also for accurately drawing a box around the visual evidence. This dual reward system directly forces the model to ground its reasoning. Alright, so how effective is that two-stage training? Well, this table lays out the results on the TreeBench benchmark. It compares their TreeVGR model, shown at the very bottom, against a whole suite of other private and open source models. The key takeaway is that TreeVGR achieves an overall mean intersection over union score of 50.4. That's a massive plus 13.4 point jump over the base model it was trained from. This really demonstrates that their training method, especially that dual reward system, significantly boosts the model's ability to reason with visual evidence. Okay, so we know the full TreeVGR model is effective, but which specific parts of its training are most crucial? This next table shows an ablation study, where they systematically remove components to see what happens. The full model is on the third row, getting that top score of 50.4, but look what happens when they remove just one part of that dual reward, the precision reward. In machine learning, precision means being accurate and not including extra stuff. Without it, on row 5, the overall accuracy drops to 0. It's a complete failure. Proving their dual reward system is absolutely essential. So as we've seen, that dual reward system isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely critical for the model's success. To wrap things up, this research really gives us two key contributions. First, The TreeBench benchmark provides a much harder, more realistic test for an LLM's visual skills, forcing them to provide traceable evidence. And second, the TreeVGR model and its training method offer a clear blueprint for how to teach models to ground their reasoning in what they actually see. It's a fantastic step forward. That's all for today's AI Research Roundup. Thanks for tuning in.